أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. His Excellency, the Vice President of Ghana, all the distinguished guests, my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. By the grace of Allah, having spread its many blessings, Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana's Jalsa Salana 2008, which is 78th Jalsa Salana, is coming to an end. In view of the significance of this Jalsa, many people from neighboring African and overseas countries have come to take part in this year's Jalsa because it sees the completion of the first 100 years of Khilafat in the Ahmadiyya Jamaat. It is the first Jalsa in any country that has many direct, that has my direct participation. I was told that today we have here almost representatives of almost 32 countries of Africa and the world over. In a way, it is not just the Jalsa of Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana, but because of my presence and because of the coming of the guests from different countries, as I said, this Jalsa has become an international one, which is also transmitted throughout the world by MTA. It is also your second Jalsa, as you know all, in my presence, that is being seen and heard in all countries of the world. So, this is an honor that has been bestowed on the Jamaat in Ghana. And it is not an honor solely for your happiness. But imposes upon you additional responsibilities. These responsibilities are that you should reinforce the covenants you made with the Promised Messiah alayhi salam. I drew your attention in my opening address to the 3 days of the Jalsa that grant you an opportunity for making changes within yourselves. Make the pure, chaste, and holy changes that occurred in you during these 3 days an integral part of your lives. These 3 days were such in which everyone would have endeavored to the best of his abilities to acquire noble values and perform good works. The program prepared by the organizers was very comprehensive. By the grace of Allah, all the topics for speeches were excellent, and I hope that the speakers tried their best to convey to you their thoughts in a good and convincing manner. Anyhow, on the first day of the Jalsa, I quoted with reference to the promised Messiah al-Islam that this Jalsa is not a worldly fair or show, but the purpose of participating in the Jalsa is to make virtuous changes within yourselves and sow the seeds and plants and plant fresh orchards of goodness and good works in your hearts. If weeds have begun to overrun the previous good works, then such weeds that had begun to overpower your crop of goodness will have to be uprooted and eradicated. The purpose of this Jalsa, therefore, is to learn the ways of working hard at growing the fresh good works and eradicating the weeds that had begun to prevail over the previous deeds. So, if you are taking with you the seed and plantation of good works, well protected deep down in your hearts, then you are indeed worthy of congratulations because you have attained the objective of this Jalsa. I do not think that there is any good-natured person, be it a man or woman, young or old, whether he or she accepted Ahmadiyyat or inherited and still maintain the faith, who does not want to hold this bounty that Allah has bestowed on him or her in high regard. Indeed, an Ahmadi has and wants to have a high regard for this bounty. But remember that there is a procedure and certain way to assess and test a thing and to derive the maximum benefit from it. If one follows such methods, one can acquire that thing in an excellent manner. But it is necessary to find these ways and adopt them. Most of you know how to cultivate different types of crops, as the majority amongst you originates from rural areas. Because of this rural connection and because of being an agricultural nation, almost all of you, even those who dwell in towns, know reasonably well how to look after plants. So remember how crops are protected after plowing and preparing the land. Each farmer finds within his means the best possible conditions for the crop to grow in. Before cultivating the crop, you soften and till the soil, reducing it almost to a powder, taking great care about it. For instance, farmers who grow yam and cassava make small mounds of soil or dig up ridges as part of the cultivation process. Similarly, those who grow pineapples put a lot of